salary increases and other costs necessary to educate our students. So at this time, is there anyone here who would like to discuss the tentative millage rate for the 2026-2027 fiscal year?
I just wanted a question on the local ad valorem taxes. Just a question is, it shows the amount that we're receiving for the millage rate this year. Do you have a comparable, can you tell me what it was last year? What the ad valorem taxes generated compared to this number? Or
Yes. Well, I can give you what the difference in the levy, because last year, it's actually, an interesting thing, it's because it looks odd, on the notice of tax increase, so the full levy, this is what I've got right now, but if you want it broken down, I'd have to do
no, just the full amount.
the full amount. So last year, we started out with a levy of $27,730,230,000. So that was the total of all the different pieces of the levy. The Value Adjustment Board adjusts us down, adjusts the property values down, which decreased that by about $186,000. So our actual levy last year was $27 million, I keep saying thousand, don't I? $27,916,341. Currently, what we're levying is $29,576. I did it again.
Did it again?
I'm sorry. $29,576,986. So that is what the total of all the parts that we'll be levying tonight.
So
or
roughly
tentatively.
speaking, $2 million more? Is that
Yes,
what we're saying in
yes.
round numbers? We're generating $2 million more this year than we did last year.
Right, and it's primarily in the 1.5 mills. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. It is spread throughout pretty well.
So it's
Sorry.
new buildings and probably,
Yes, yeah, the increase in, that's what I said last time, and I didn't bring my notes from last time. Sorry.
that's okay.
Yeah, the total property value increased, I think it was about 300 million for the county. And actually, I've got at 300, a little over 300 million for the county. 108 million of that is new construction or additions, remodels, things such as that.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Penner. Is there anyone else who would like to address the board as to the tentative millage, which is number 1 on the public hearing agenda? Okay, is there anyone in the audience who would like to discuss the tentative budget for the 2026-2027 fiscal year? Ms. Penner, do you have some things to share with us about the budget? We can just do that, and then we'll roll right into our meeting, if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, just a few things that we've got on the screen, a couple of slides that we thought were pertinent to sort of talk about what's going on with this particular budget cycle. So if you look, you're probably used to seeing this slide, which is our enrollment over the last 10 years. And you can see the blue bar at the bottom. Those are our students that we keep the funding for, and you can see how that has declined over the last 10 years. Really after COVID is when you're seeing the significant decline, and after House Bill 1, when the scholarship program was opened up. The somewhat peach bar that sits on top of that, those are your scholarships. And starting back in the 15-16 year up until 19-20, you can see that they were remaining about the same. That was when it used to be the McKay Scholarship Program, and it had really leveled out, so we knew what we could expect with those. But then you can see where they start, when they opened up the scholarship program. This upcoming year, we're looking at over 1,800 weighted FTE that will be going out in our community for for scholarships. And that, of course, is your private school students that are getting a scholarship, as well as your homeschool students that are getting a scholarship. And then the bar at the top are our, I'm going to say charter schools, because at one time we had 2. But as it stands right now, we expect next year Belmont Academy to have just a little over 800 weighted FTE for their students. So they've kind of leveled out as well. Just to pull out only our students, you can look at our high point, which was the 11-12 year, where we had over 10,000 weighted FTE, whereas the 26-27 year, we're looking at closer to just a little over 8,000 weighted FTE, possibly 7,500 unweighted. So we are seeing pretty steep decline. And with that, we wanted to talk a little bit about this next little slide here, which shows you how we spend our dollars and why we have some challenges when it comes to losing the number of students that we have been losing lately. So this assumes that we're getting $9,000 per student, and shows you the different areas that those dollars get spent. Now, over 60% of the cost of a student gets spent directly in the classroom, primarily your teachers, any paras, any instructional materials, things such as that. That is where we spend $5,500 of that $9,000 we get per student. The next most expensive cost, which is actually one of the more difficult costs to reduce if you do lose a student or hundreds of students, is your operations, which we spend over $1,300 per student on the operations of our facilities. So this is your utilities, technology, security, custodial services, so your custodians, as well as the cost of the custodial supplies. This is where, we really want to see most of the reductions. We'd love to stop writing writing checks to FP&L. That's where we want to save our dollars, and where, as we close schools, we see those savings. Richardson, we're going to be able to use other sources to fund the utilities and the trash and things like that, that rather than just the FEFP for that. So while we're not closing that facility at this point, we do think we're going to be able to redirect a lot of that cost to other funds and other programs, so that it does not impact our bottom line like it is when it is operating as a school. Support services is a little over $800 per student. This is your guidance, your media, nurses, any kind of teacher training that happens that, again, supports our students and supports our teachers in the classroom. You've got your school administration, which is the next largest area, which is about $500 per student. Of course, this is your principal, the principal's office. So the bookkeepers, your front office, reception, and attendance, things like that, that again support the operations of the schools. Next is transportation, which is about $460 per student. This is another one of those areas that as we lose students, it's hard to pull those dollars back. The county hasn't gotten smaller, even though we're seeing fewer students and fewer students riding the bus. We still have to travel the same number of miles, so the buses are just not quite as full because they're on the road for the same amount of time. You've got your district administration, which is this office up here, your board superintendent's office, of course, my folks doing payroll, accounts payable, your purchasing department, and human resources. That's about $325 per student. So just to kind of give an idea that each time we lose a student, it impacts many different areas. You know, and then certain types of those expenses are a lot harder to shake, a lot harder to reduce as we see the decrease in our enrollment. So we just wanted to share a little bit of that to give you an idea of where we are. We have been making a lot of reductions to the budget, lots and lots of positions not being replaced, and I know it's hard on everybody, but unfortunately, you know, it's just the nature of what we're going through right now.
I like that breakdown. I really like that.
Okay, thank you, good.
Any questions? Thank you, Ms. Penner, we appreciate it.
You're welcome, I'm gonna go ahead.
So that will conclude our public hearing, and we will now go on to our regularly scheduled school board meeting. Through resiliency, professionalism, and perseverance, Columbia County Schools honors achievement and innovation, values a commitment to safety while also promoting integrity within ourselves and in our community. Mr. Cooey, you want to?
I do. I'll pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thanks for allowing us to get here tonight. Thanks for allowing us to see how we spend our money in Columbia County and how we do our best to take care of our children. Let us all make decisions that are in the best interest of our children, and bless us all that we have a great, safe night. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Please join me with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Cooey. At this time, I'd like to welcome everyone who's here and invite anyone in the audience who would like to comment on an action item to address the board at this time. There are 5 action items. Is there anyone who would like to address the board? With no one moving forward, we will move on to close and adopt the agenda. So that would be the agenda and the items on the addendum.
Madam Chair, I so move.
Thank you.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion regarding the agenda and the addendum? With no discussion, all in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The agenda with the addendum are approved. This time, Ms. Penner, it's your night. We have a presentation from it. Is that your present?
That was my presentation.
That was your
Oh, great.
presentation? Okay. I was like, man, we're, okay.
No,
Doing things a little bit out of order, but that's okay. We'll move on to our action items. Our first action items, board members, is to approve the personnel items, and there are items on the agenda and the addendum. Are they all in order, Mr. Cooey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Madam Chair, I move we approve them with the addendum.
thank you.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion regarding the personnel items? With no discussion, all in favor of approving them, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Personnel items are approved. Move on to our next item, which is to adopt the tentative required local effort of 3.115 mils for the 26-27 year. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion regarding this item? With no discussion, all in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The item is approved. Move on to our next action item, which is to adopt the tentative basic discretionary of .748 mil for 26-27. Do I have a motion to approve?
Madam Chair, I move we approve the basic discretionary at .748 for 26-27.
Thank you.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion regarding this item? With no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The item is approved. Move on to the next item, which is to adopt the tentative local capital outlay improvement of 1.50 mils for 26-27. 2026-2027.
Madam Chair, I so move.
Thank you.
And I so second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? With no discussion, all in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The item is approved. And our last action item, which is to adopt the tentative budget for 2026-2027. Do I have a motion to approve the budget?
Madam Chair, I move that we adopt the tentative budget for the 2026-2027 year.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? With no discussion, all in favor of approving the tentative budget, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The budget is approved. Whew. Okay, we'll move on to our consent agenda. There are items on the addendum, board members. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda with the items on the addendum?
Madam Chair, I so move.
Thank you.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion regarding any of the items on the consent agenda? With no discussion, all in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The consent agenda with the items on the addendum are approved. Move on to our comments. Is there any member of the audience who would like to address the board at this time? With no one moving forward, we'll go to our school board members. We'll just, since we have so many here tonight. Mr. Peeler?
Yeah, so I have a couple of things. Ms. Penner, thank you so much. I appreciate you having an open door with your office about talking about things, and I know there's a lot of difficult things, and I know there's more things to be talked about, and I look forward to moving forward on that, and I commend you in that type of role in Florida right now, because I know it's rough. Second thing is I spoke with the attorney and Rachel yesterday about an idea that I had, something that I've seen at in other districts, and I wanted to see what the board, granted we don't have everybody here tonight, but we still have enough, about us at our meeting starting in August or September if we need to, about having a student here with us as like a student representative, and Rachel had the great idea that we alternate from Fort White one meeting, Columbia High one meeting, and we kind of do like the student government students, and they kind of sit here, they don't vote or anything, but they sit here, they kind of learn a little bit, and then at the end of the comments, they can kind of tell us what's going on at their schools and different events that are coming up within their schools or the community that their school's involved in. And I just didn't know what you guys were thinking about that. I think it'd be a pretty good idea. We have one extra seat at the end, and we could put them down there, and I think it'd be a pretty neat idea.
Never thought about it.
What'd you say?
I said I've never really thought about it.
No, I hadn't either. You talking about ongoing from, or just here from Fort White and then Columbia High School, or are you talking about?
No, it'd be like an ongoing thing.
I don't really know if I'd be in favor for every meeting, but maybe the evening meetings, because we have one in the morning.
Well, yeah, and that's something we spoke about, and if, like, it needed to be like the morning meetings, Columbia High, since it was a driving thing or something, or if it was just evening meetings, but I think something in that nature would be, I think it'd be pretty neat to have that and kind of involve the kids, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
Now, how would that student be chosen?
That would be something that we could come up with, or we could allow their student government teachers to choose them. I think it'd be a lot easier. We don't see them every day. We don't deal with them every day. Their student government teacher does. And so it may be up to the student government teacher and their principal or who they would choose for whatever, and then maybe the next meeting they choose someone else.
and are we gonna, would it be limited just to student government? Because there might be other kids in leadership in the schools that.
It doesn't have to just be student government. I'm just using that as an
Yes, an
example.
example.
Yeah, it could be
Okay.
any of them. And I figured it'd be a lot easier, nothing against elementary, but it'd be a lot easier to do secondary. Because, elementary, you don't want a kindergartner sitting up here with us, so. Yeah, I
Well, you
mean, you
might.
never know what you'll get with that, so.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
So I think it sounds good, but I'd like for decision, before a decision's made on it, to hear from the other board members that are not here. So
I would do.
Yeah, we
hear
could do
from
that.
all the board members, see what they think. I think it sounds like a good idea, but I'd like to
I
include
think
it.
there, yeah, I would like to hear what they have to say, and I would want it open to any student if we're gonna do it, not.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm just saying. We just use that as an example.
Okay. All right, that's, anything else?
That's all I got.
Ms. Logan?
Nothing for me, thank you.
Just would like to say to Mrs. Warfel, I really appreciate the job that you've done for us. Hate to see you moving on. I guess you're going sort of back home, is that correct? And I understand that. We're gonna miss you. You did a good job, and I thank you for that.
Mr. Cooey?
Same thing. I was gonna say something to you tonight, but thank you for all you've done for us all these years, and we will miss you. So thank you for what you've done. And Bonnie, I can't say enough about you. Just thanks for what you do for me all the time, so thank you.
You use her as a reference quite often?
A lot.
Oh, I think it's all been said, and I appreciate everyone being here. Have a good night. Thank you. We are adjourned.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You do a good job.